a dairne near a hungry felivet and not feel a twinge of apprehension. Felivet claws are like arrowheads. Their jaws can crush rocks. Gambler may be my dear and loyal friend, but he is also a ruthlessly efficient killer. Which brought me back to my question. Why had I volunteered to go along on this hunt? Boredom? A feeling that I was a bit useless in the army of peace? A need to prove I wasn't afraid? But of course I was afraid. A felivet, a raptidon, and a dairne against 12 hungry, frustrated Eschwins? The odds were not in our favor. Eschwins are strange creatures, a sort of cross between wild boars and bloated rats. They have vicious, curved tusks and a habit of savaging easy targets. The young, the sick, the feeble. This particular pack of Eschwins had attacked a family of cobblers, humans who were following the Army of Peace. It's called the Army of Peace. It's not called the army that lets Eschwins attack others with impunity. We were there to scare the Eschwins off. If they could be scared off. And if not, well, gambler. We galloped into a wide meadow dotted with fading wildflowers, Havoc's hooves pounding the earth. The grass was up to his withers, high enough to conceal a crouching Eschwin, but nothing can hide from the eyes of a raptidon. "Ambush ahead," Sabito warned. "They've split to your left and right, and are waiting to close in behind you once you pass." "We're ready," said Gambler. Maybe he was. I wasn't. I tightened my grip on Havoc's reins as he broke into a full-speed run. Wind ruffled my fur and filled my nostrils with 100 scents, including the rank stink of Eschwin and the sharp, metallic smell of my own fear. "You have 4 behind you and 8 ahead at the tree line," Sabito reported. "The 4 behind are closing in fast." "Byxs," Gambler said, his voice eerily calm. "Can you do something a bit crazy?" "You mean like go on this hunt?" I asked, gasping for breath. "Would you mind very much falling off your horse?" "Would I? What?" "I want them to think you're helpless." "I am helpless." "That large tussock of yew grass ahead would cushion your fall." Gambler wanted to use me as bait. That was the only way I could be of use in the hunt. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and must contribute what we can. At least that was what I told myself as Havoc closed the distance to the tussock. I readied myself by slipping my left foot out of its stirrup. Closer. Hooves thundering. Closer. As I rolled off Havoc's right side, I heard myself yelp. I hit the tussock hard enough to knock the air out of my lungs, but the grass and fungal mounds cushioned my fall, and I was able to sit up. Just in time to come face to tusks with a raging Eschwin. It charged, head down, and there was no way I could move in time. The Eschwin barreled toward me, grunting its guttural cry of triumph. "Root!" and dribbling frothy saliva, anticipating the moment it would slice me open with its tusks. "No!" I yelled, pure terror in my voice, my limbs, my heart. Which was when a black blur leapt from concealment, claws extended, mouth wide. Gambler hit the Eschwin. 3 seconds later, the beast was ready to be skinned and cooked. 1 down. 11 left. 3 were still behind us, rushing at top speed, ripping through the meadow. But because of the tall grass, they were unable to see each other, and were no doubt unaware that one of their number was already dead. Sabito plunged from the sky like a falling star. He flared his wings, slowing, and struck one of the Eschwins, sinking his talons into the creature's head. Gambler, for his part, took care of the other 2 behind us. 3 more Eschwins were ready for the stew pot. In the meantime, the 8 Eschwins hidden in the line of trees foolishly decided to come to the aid of their stricken pack members. They moved in a mass, grunting and squealing, a wall of rancid fur, gleaming tusks, and squinting red eyes.